how to start a clothing brand with print on demand in AI. All right. So to get these results right here, I didn't have to run any type of Etsy ads. Right. So we're not talking about Etsy. I didn't run on Amazon, and I didn't run any type of Facebook ads either. Now we're not going to be talking about something that feels like a 9 to 5 job or requires you to do a lot of work. We're also not going to be talking about something that has a high barrier to entry. And we're not going to be talking about something that requires you to have a lot of capital or inventory, right? In this video, we're going to be talking about two very simple things. We're going to be talking about Shopify, and we're going to be talking about Google Ads. All right. So you need a Shopify store in order to host your e-commerce website. It's the best platform out here for doing e-commerce. All right. And Google Ads is what we're going to be utilizing for our advertising strategy. It's by far the easiest and cheapest way to make a lot of money selling clothes without having to do a lot of work. So let me explain the difference between Facebook ads and Google ads for clothing brand. All right, so with Meta, it's PPI, which stands for pay per impression. So you're charged as an advertiser every time someone sees your ad. They don't even have to click on it, and you're still going to be charged. Versus with Google, it's PPC, which stands for pay per click. You're only charged as an advertiser after someone sees your ad, they see the price point, they see how the product looks, and they decide to click on it. So you're only charged when somebody actually clicks on it, which is why you want to run Google ads instead of Meta ads, right? Now, on Meta ads, you have to persuade people to buy your product, right? So people are on Facebook and Instagram to browse pictures of friends and family. They're not looking to buy anything. You have to convince them with a good offer and all that stuff. Versus with Google, people are actually searching for the product that you sell, right? People are looking up hoodies, they're looking up jorts, sweatpants, streetwear, all that stuff, right? So that's why we run on Google ads for our clothing brand and not Facebook ads. So now I'm on WordStream. It's a tool that lets us see the search volume for a keyword, query, or product. I've typed in jorts and I have it filtered out by the United States alone. If we take a look at the report, we can see that 201,000 people are searching up jorts every single month on Google. So that's a lot of traffic that you guys are missing out on with your clothing brand if you aren't running Google ads. And then the cost per click is only around 37 cents, which is insanely cheap compared to platforms like Facebook and Instagram, right? If we come over here to sweatpants, we can see that sweatpants has 246,000 searches every single month with a 48-cent cost per click. So if you sell sweatpants, you're missing out on this traffic by not running Google ads. Same thing over here when I come in and type in hoodies, we can see that hoodie has 450,000 people searching for it every single month at a 46-cent cost per click. So why would you run Facebook ads or Instagram ads when people are actually looking up the products you sell and you can sell directly to them in their faces, right? If I come over here and type in graphic tees, we see graphic tees has 246,000 people searching for it. And if I come over here to hats, a lot of you guys sell hats. Hats has 450,000 searches every single month on Google, which is an insane amount of traffic. So if I come over here to Google and I type in jorts verbatim, you can see all these product ads that show up at the top of the page. So these are called Google shopping ads. These are the type of ads that we want to run for our clothing brand. So all it is just the image, which is like your product image on Shopify, a title, the price, and then a brand name. There's no static ads, no video creatives, nothing. All you're doing is literally running your ad as the product. So if I come over here and click on one of these listings right here, this is a website called Joga Bonito. So if we come over here to check the traffic stats, we can see these guys are doing about 80,000 monthly visitors, which is absolutely insane amount of traffic. And SimilarWeb tracks unique visitors. So that means that 80,000 unique people that come to this website every single month to buy clothes, which is absolutely crazy. And the crazy thing about it is that most of their traffic is actually coming from Google Ads. So if we look at the website, we can see that they just have some basic landing pages. There's really nothing special about what these guys are doing. These guys are using probably the prestige theme, right? They have 105 products, but this is a very simple layout, right? There's nothing special about what these guys are actually doing. You guys can do the same thing with your clothing brand. You guys can run Google ads so that when people shop up the products that you sell, you can just sell to them directly. Why do you have to persuade somebody, convince somebody when they're actually typing into Google? We see how many people are searching for these products every single month. So you guys need to get on Google ads. All right, so this is a streetwear brand on Google Shopping called Anime Ape. So we head over to their website, check out their traffic stats on SimilarWeb. We can see these guys are doing 700,000 monthly visits, which is absolutely insane amount of traffic. And most of the traffic is coming from Google Ads. So these guys are indeed a Google Ads clothing brand. If we take a look at the website, we see they sell assortment of products like shorts, hoodies. They sell jackets, gym wear, fight wear, button-ups, streetwear, jerseys. The list goes on and on. But it's very neatly categorized. All the products look really, really nice, right? So they sell a bunch of products revolving around the anime niche. They have their Instagram right here. Pretty nice looking website, in my opinion. They sell bomber jackets, sleeveless hoodies, right? So these guys are absolutely crushing it. If they're getting $1 for every visitor they're making, you're like $700,000 every single month just with their clothing brand. If I come over to WordStream and I type in anime verbatim, we can see that 2.2 million people in the US alone are typing in anime, and the cost per click is only 39 cents. So these guys are absolutely crushing it, and they're one of the main reasons why you guys need to get inspired to start running Google ads. Now let's get started with the AI section of this video. So the first thing you want to do is go to Claude.ai and you want to tell it what are the best niches for print on demand that make the most amount of money consistently. And it's going to be able to give you, based off of data, the best niches for print on demand. So you're able to do your research and pick which one you want to go with. Instead of like wasting hours trying to figure out yourself, just go to Claude, right? And then the second thing you want to do is go to Manus. And pretty much Manus creates high quality images extremely fast. So all I did was tell it to create 90 designs that were like anime style, right? And it took like less than a few minutes. And these guys created designs that absolutely go crazy, right? So all these designs are sellable. All these designs can make me a lot of money. They resonate with the anime audience, right? And it literally took them less than a few minutes to create all these designs, guys. All these designs are ready to be screen printed on a t-shirt, right? And I didn't have to hire anybody on Fiverr. I didn't have to spend hours inside of Canva to get the designs. All I did was just told an AI like Manus to create me the designs, and it literally spit a bunch of designs out in a short amount of time, guys. So that's why you want to be using Manus for your graphic design speed. Now, the third of the stack is pretty much just using a website called mydesigns.io. So if you don't know what this website is, pretty much you can bulk import all your designs. Let's say you have 150, 200 designs. You can bulk import them. These guys are going to put it on mockups. They're going to create the SEO optimized titles, the SEO descriptions, and then they're going to publish the product to your Shopify store, right? So you don't have to do any work whatsoever. These guys are going to take care of all the heavy lifting, right? So you literally just take designs from Manus, download the folder, import to mydesigns.io, and they're going to create the mockups. They're going to create the descriptions, the titles. They're going to upload all the products to Shopify, right? Connect to Printify and stuff like that. And then that's all you have to do, right? It's very, very all right. So now I've typed in hats, and we can see all these clothing brands running their hat products to people that are searching them on Google. So this one stands out to me the most. It's called Health Matters Hat by Happiness Project. So if you go over to their website, check out the traffic stats. We can see these guys are doing about 97K monthly visits, which is absolutely insane. And most of the traffic is coming from Google. If you take a look at the website, I mean, these designs absolutely really look like crap, honestly. There's really nothing special about their products. They're just selling to people that are searching up the garments that they sell, right? So you guys can absolutely do the same. All you want to do is just make sure you have a nice looking theme that's aesthetic, that use high quality images, right? And you can pretty much destroy the competition on Google because there's not really a lot of competition on Google. And if you sell fire designs, I mean, just look at these designs. There's nothing special about what these guys are doing. You guys can absolutely mog them with your products. All right, so getting started with your clothing brand on Google is very simple. You just need three things. So the first thing you need is your Shopify. Second thing you're going to need is a Google Merchant Center account. So I'm just going to put GM for Google Merchant Center. And then the third thing that you need is obviously a Google Ads account, right? So the thing is, Shopify cannot directly sync products to Google Ads. It cannot do that, right? The only way it's possible to sync products to Google Ads is through Google Merchant Center. So you need a Google Merchant Center or GMC to sync products over to Google Ads. Now you're wondering, how do I get my products over from Shopify to Google Merchant Center? Well, to get your products over from Shopify to Google Merchant Center, we're going to utilize an app inside of Shopify in order to do that, right? So you're going to use an app in Shopify. It's going to sync your products from Shopify to Google Merchant Center, and then Google Merchant Center can sync those products over to Google Ads. So that is a connection between Shopify and Google Merchant Center and Google Ads. These are the three things that you need in order to run ads on Google. Interface, let me teach you guys how to set up your very first Google Ads shopping campaign. So to get started, you want to click this blue icon that says new campaign. It's going to ask us to choose a campaign objective. Since we're doing e-commerce, we always want to choose sales. You want to make sure you have your purchase conversion tracking set up correctly. I see a lot of rookies and newbies setting it up incorrectly, and it just costs them greatly. There's really no point in running ads if you don't have your conversion tracking set up the right way. So make sure you hire somebody or you watch YouTube videos and learn how to do it, and that it's inside of conversion goals, and then click on continue. All right, now for campaign type, there's two campaign types that work best for e-commerce. There's shopping and PMAX. For this demonstration, we're going to be setting up a shopping campaign. All right, so I'm going to click on shopping. Then you want to give your campaign a name. So I just recommend coming in here. You can just do whatever the collection is, then the collection name, right? And then your GMC or your Google Merchant Center is going to populate here. Now you want to make sure all your products are approved inside of Google Merchant Center before you decide to run ads, and then click on continue. All right, so now with the section where it talks about budget and bidding, all right, so there's two options, average daily budget and campaign total budget. Now, if I were to come in here and campaign total budget and say put in $100, once the campaign spends $100, it would stop running. We don't want that. We want to run ads continuously. So we're going to click on average daily budget. And just starting out as a beginner, I recommend starting out with $20 a day, all right? So for bidding, there's three options, target ROAS, max clicks, manual CPC. Now, the thing about target ROAS is that as a new account, you cannot use it because you need conversion data and conversion history already. And as a new account, that's something that we do not have. So the only options we have as a new account are max clicks and manual CPC. I recommend starting out with max clicks because it's an automated bidding strategy. Google's going to bid on our behalf. The only thing we have to do is come in here and set a max cost per click bid limit, right? So if I were to come in here and put in, let's say, $1, I'm telling Google you can spend anything less than $1 to get a click, but you cannot exceed this amount to acquire a click, and Google's going to follow those rules. If I came over here and put in $1.50, same thing. Google can spend anything up to $1.50, but they cannot go over $1.50 per click, right? So you want to make sure that you set your max CPC bid limit. All right. Now you don't have to worry about anything right here. You just want to click on next. All right. So for locations, this is the targeting. This is where we're going to be targeting. All right. So I recommend starting out with the United States. That's where most of the money is. Then you want to click on location options, and there's two options. There's presence or interest, and then there's presence. So you want to make sure you select presence all the time because people in or regularly in your locations, right? If you choose presence or interest, it allows Google to target people outside of this location. And we don't want that, so choose presence. All right. Now you're not going to run any political ads, so click no here. And then you want to click on more settings. And then scroll to the bottom where you see networks. We're going to click on networks, and you want to make sure you uncheck this. We do not want to include Google search partners. If we have this checked, it allows Google to show our ads outside of the Google platform, and we don't want that. We only want to run on Google, right? So you want to click next. You want to give your ad group a name. So you want to think of ad group as like ad set, right? And then you want to launch all products. You want to run all products, and then click on next. All right. You want to make sure everything is right and correct here, how you plan on setting it up, right? And then you want to click on publish campaign. All right. So this is how you guys set up your very first Google Shopping campaign. Like I said, if you need a full A to Z guide on how to do, clothing brand with Google ads, I have a link in the description to my course. It's only $37 right now, but the price will be increasing soon. And if you want to work one-on-one with me, I also have my information in the description as well. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
You got me reaching.